welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm gonna do, let's see how much I can read slash listen in a week, because I don't know if you can see back there. I'm gonna show y'all, but I went to McKay's this weekend with a friend. I had a girls trip with my friend, and we went to McKay's and we went to Barnes, and my TBR cart is overflowing. Let me just show y'all. I have these 3 shelves that I need to read. So for this video, I really want to try to get my physical TBR down as much as possible and just see what I can read in a week. I also listen to some audiobooks while I'm at work. I'm really hoping that I can get a good chunk of books knocked out in this video because I'm on a book buying ban. I have got to stop. My cart is overflowing, and then in my bedroom I have one of those like tree shelves, and I have about 4 books on there as well. So I desperately need to be knocking my TBR down because it's insane. So it's Tuesday. I'm gonna film every day until next Tuesday. Hopefully I stick to it. I'm still working on filming regularly, but from this Tuesday to next Tuesday, I am going to be reading and listening to audiobooks, trying my best to get my physical TBR down as much as possible because this girl's overwhelmed. So the plans for tonight. I am on page 89 of Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. It is my friends and I's book club pick of the month. I'm going to try to physically read that, but I do have some cooking to do and I have a video to edit. So hopefully, I'm not going to listen to anything while I'm editing, but you know, hopefully while I'm cooking, and if I decide to color, because I got an ACOTAR coloring book, I can listen to an audiobook and knock some stuff out. So I'm gonna get to getting started on my evening routine, and I'm probably gonna fix me a little snack, and then I will let y'all know how far I get into reading before I go to bed tonight. Okay, ignore the mess that is going on in the background, but 8:30 and I have a little bit of a book update of Shadow and Bone. I'm on page 145, chapter 10. I'm really enjoying this book so far. Alina has just now started her classes as a Grisha, and she's getting thrown into palace politics, realizing that she hates it, and she's worried because her powers aren't working. She can't summon them, so she's stressed out, yada yada. We have also met Genya, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I've also met her, and I do really enjoy her character. I have a feeling I'm gonna enjoy their friendship too. That's really the only update that I have for today. Again, it's 8:30. I might read a chapter more, I'm not too sure. Then I'm gonna go to bed. Sorry about the piss poor lighting. It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday, so but I have 2 book updates for y'all. So first off, we're gonna talk about this one. Shadow and Bone. I was a little bit scared to start this book because when things get really popular or they have a Netflix show, I usually avoid those books like the plague. Because the shows, especially with fantasies, they just do not do the magic right, like the elemental magic. And it just really icks me out. It's so cringe. So I usually just avoid the books like the plague, even though the books are typically always better than the movies or shows. But this one is eaten. I'm very glad that I picked this up. I will say there are points where it can be a little juvenile. I mean, it is a young adult. I do feel like our main male character, Alina, is naive, but I'm trying to be like, you know, this is expected. It's a young adult. I usually read adult books. So I'm trying to give a little bit of grace with my rating and my feelings with this, just because I just don't pick up young adult. That's a me problem, not a book problem. So that's where I'm at right now. And then I started this book today on audiobook. I love Ellen Hilderbrand. I love reading about rich drama. It is just entertaining, and it's always so fun, and there's always so much drama, and the relationships are so messy. But I'm on page 88. It definitely feels like Ellen Hilderbrand's writing, because she is writing with her daughter, but you can definitely see her daughter's flair into the writing, because there is a lot of Gen Z slang in this. But I'm on page 88, and we're still learning about each of the characters and getting an introduction to them. So I don't really have too much to say on it yet, because I'm still trying to understand each of the characters so far. I'll probably do a bigger update once I hit like halfway in the book, but we are still getting an introduction into each of the characters. And usually, since there's so many characters that we're following in Ellen Hilderbrand's books, it can take a little bit to understand them and their personalities and what is going on, because there's just so much drama in all of her books. It just takes a while. So I'm going to do an update probably about the halfway point, but that is all I've read for today. I'm hoping that I can finish Shadow and Bone tomorrow, because I'm on page 232, but we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. So I have a book update, but I want to say I started off my day so not great. I get to work, I open Facebook, and I see that the Knoxville McKay's is closing, and my jaw dropped. I'm so upset about it. It was the closest one to me. It was only like an hour and 20 minutes away, and all the other ones are like probably over 4 hours away from where I live, or well, at least 3, but yeah, I'm just bummed. I'm so bummed. But anywho, that set my mood for today. I was a little heartbroken, but I do have a book update on The Academy by Ellen Hilderbrand. I did just finish it on the drive home from work, and I think I'm gonna give this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I don't know how to explain the plot or the purpose of the book, other than you are following some students and staff at a very wealthy boarding school that has just been ranked number 2 on the best boarding schools in the nation. But it's so fun to listen and read to Ellen Hilderbrand's books, because there is so much drama and these characters are so messy and so human, and it's just so fun. There were some scandalous stuff in here regarding some of the drama that I was like, oh my gosh, but I was thoroughly entertained. I just couldn't believe it, but I had a great time. So I'm rating this book 4 stars. One thing that I have noticed, I don't know how the narrating world works with this stuff, but I do know that in movies, sometimes if there's a scene done and they want to change up the dialogue, sometimes they'll go in and do AI over it or do a voice recording over it. And I noticed that in this book. There were certain points throughout the book where the narrator's voice would change, and it was obviously like either not the narrator, or if it was like filmed over or recorded over of them like redoing specific sentences and whatnot. That kind of annoyed me a little bit. I just don't like it whenever they do that, but that's not my problem. That's not a book problem. That's not the narrator's problem either, because I do really like the narrator that did this book. And I think she's done a couple other Ellen Hilderbrand books as well, so I do really enjoy her voice as a narrator, especially with Ellen Hilderbrand's books. I just love these books. So 4 stars. I had a great time. I don't know if I'm going to finish Shadow and Bone. I know I said last night I was probably going to finish it today, but I'm having a friend come over. Her and her kid are coming over, and I am going to cook us tacos, and I got us chips and salsa and soft tortillas, and gonna do some rice, and we have Haagen-Dazs ice cream and the Magnum ice creams for dessert, and I'm so excited. So I don't know how much I'm gonna read because of the cooking and stuff that I'm gonna be doing and just hanging out with friends. So yeah, I will give you all an update once I finish Shadow and Bone. I look a hot mess. But I have some book updates. The first one, Miss Shadow and Bone. I did finish it, and I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed the world building. It was a little predictable at times, and I did think that her female main character was really naive, and I think some parts of her self-discovery, it almost felt a little bit rushed, and I don't know if it was I just wasn't connecting with her with the character at that time, because this is totally my bad. It's not the book's fault. I did look up a spoiler. I did spoil this book for myself. But just this first one, not the whole series. I just spoiled this first book, and I need to quit doing that, because even though I love spoilers and I want to know, I shouldn't have done it for this book. So anywho, there were parts that I just felt, I don't even think that the spoiler had anything to do with this. There's a specific scene with Baghra. If you know, you know. I don't think that the spoiler necessarily affected it that much. I just felt that Baghra and Alina's scene in the hut later on in the story was a little bit too, I don't know, the self-discovery and the big third act conflict of the book. I felt that those parts of the book felt a little bit rushed, and I felt that she was like, oh my gosh, I realize it now. And that just kind of irked me a little bit. But as the rest of the book went on, I had a great time with it. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because there is, I mean, the book's been out for like almost 10 years. So if you haven't read it, I'm not going to say it for the people who haven't, because I'm late to the game. But it was great. It was great. I really enjoyed it. I rated it 4 stars. I have started the next book, but I'm only like 10 pages into it. But separate book update. I started Every Summer After by Carly Fortune yesterday. I started it on Saturday, and I finished it today. And I'm going to give this book 1 star. Okay. Second chance romance, not my favorite plot, not my favorite trope. But the cheating was wild. And that's why it's getting 1 star. I don't care. It's getting 1 star. It happened a couple times. And that's wild. That is wild. In this book, we're following Charlie Florrick and Percy Fraser, and she's made this big mistake, and the story follows a then and now timeline, and so you're going through all these years of, you know, getting to see their friendship grow from age 13 to age 18 till college, and it's really sweet. It's really nice for the most part. There's a couple cheating things that I really did not like. And then the now timeline is Charlie's mom has passed, and she is coming back to the lake after not seeing any of them in 12 years to go to her funeral. So you get to see how they're acting now and then, and it's obvious that Sam is still in love with her, yada yada. But I thought that the writing was fine, but, and I enjoyed Sam and Percy's friendship, but the cheating was wild. It happened a couple times in the past. It was all in the past timelines. That's wild. And I really, really don't like that. I don't want that in my book. I don't want to read anything about that. So that's a 1 star for me. I will be unhauling that because I'm trying to only keep books on my physical shelf that are 3 stars and above. So I'm going to unhaul that. I know Carly Fortune has come out with a new book, but I am really gonna have to look at the reviews, because every summer after 1 star. I think the book after that, Meet Me at the Lake, I think that one was 2.5. One Golden Summer was 5 stars. I'm hoping her new book that's gonna be released is gonna be a banger, but I'm really gonna have to sit and read a lot of reviews to decide what I want to do, because I don't know. After that one, I'm just kind of pissed off. So I think this is gonna be the last book I review in this video for how many books I can finish in a week. It's Monday. I just finished an audiobook earlier today, and I don't think I'm gonna finish any more books within the next 24 hours. Jackson and I are gonna go to a basketball game tonight, and then tomorrow I don't even know if I'm gonna listen to an audiobook, because I've finished 3 books this week and 2 of them were audiobooks. So my brain is a little dead. But I did start and finish The Hotel in Nantucket today, and it was really good. I will say the kind of plot of the hotel ghost really threw me off at first. And it still kind of threw me off throughout the whole book, but I did still really enjoy it. You're following Lisbeth, and then let's see, there's Chad and Xavier Darling, and of course Grace the hotel ghost, and a couple other characters that you are getting a little bit of background as to where they are in life, why they're here, what brought them to the hotel, and then seeing them try to turn their lives around. Some of them do, some of them not so much. But yeah, it was just great seeing some of the characters grow, especially Chad. It was nice to see him grow and to take responsibility for his actions. And yeah, I just really had a great time. I loved getting to see Elizabeth's character and seeing her go through a breakup and find love again. And it was just really fun. It was really fun. They took on this new hotel, Elizabeth and then the employees that she hired take on this hotel to get 5 keys, because there is a hotel reviewer that always gives keys, kind of like star ratings with books, but keys for hotels. And she's never given out a 5-key review. And so their goal for this hotel season is to get 5 keys. So it's just really interesting to see all the characters work together and see everyone's role in the story. So yeah, I had a fun time. I rated it 4 stars. I always enjoy Elin Hilderbrand's books. So that's a pretty good note to end the video off on. I'm pretty content with what I've read this week. I still haven't found a 5-star, which I'm kind of upset about, but hopefully in the near future I can find one. Been getting a little bit pickier with what I'm giving 5 stars, so hopefully in the near future I'll eventually get there. But if you guys made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more. And if you have any suggestions, be sure to drop them down below. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye guys.